What if you could transform the choices you make and unlock your business potential? Every decision you make has the power to shift your path. You have the ability to make inspired choices that drive growth and sales. Get ready to tap into the innovative power within you. Now, here's your host of Inspired Choices for Business Growth, business optimization expert, Christine McIver. Business optimization expert, Christine McIver.
Are you ready to be the CEO of your business? Are you ready to really step forward and create what it is that you say you desire? Or are you willing to keep self-sabotaging? That's the question of the day, my friends. Thank you for joining me today on this episode of Inspired Choices for Business Growth, where we are going to challenge you to step into the greater of who you are so that you can have what it is that you desire. 90% of what holds us back in our lives and in our business is between our ears. It has nothing to do with what's outside of us. All the decisions, all the choices that we do and do not make are the things that hold us back from having what it is that we desire. So today's show is From Self-Sabotage to CEO Power. We're going to dive into this deep. I'd love for you to grab a notepad, take down some of these things that I'm going to share with you and challenge yourself. If we're not willing to challenge where we are at, how are we going to get somewhere else? It's not up to somebody else out there. It's not going to be, your colleagues. It's not going to be the employees that you hire. It's not going to be your VA that's going to make the difference in your business. Looking outside of you in order for you to be able to move is going to be so slow. It's going to be the slowest process possible. But when we dive deep into who we are and what's going on within us and really look at our patterns, at our choices, at the places and spaces that make us so friggin' uncomfortable, that's where change can really start to pop and pop quickly. You have heard me say this before. If you've ever listened to my show before, your business came to you so it could come through you. And when you realize that this entity that is your business can grow, but can only grow to the level that you are growing, you get how much your business depends upon you and how much your business wants to contribute and will walk the path. Whatever speed that you are walking that path, your business will walk with you, but you've got to lead. You've got to lead your business. You've got to lead yourself, and you've got to be willing to look at your stuff. So I am Christine McIver. If you want to reach out and ask me a question, feel free to email me, Christine@ChristineMcIver.com. You can find me across all social medias. Feel free to send me a DM or check out my website, ChristineMcIver.com, where you're going to find out more information about what I do when I work with my clients. I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of people around the world in their business, bringing their businesses forward, helping them to move through the limitations of their business and helping them to grow personally and financially. This is what lights me up. This is what I love to do. I've been doing this for more than 18 years and I'm going to keep doing it. So maybe the next step is for me to work with you. Who knows? So I am going to read you the show notes. Then we're going to dive right in. All right. So from self-sabotage to CEO power. This episode is going to cut straight through the noise and call out the patterns that are quietly destroying your business from the inside out. Self-sabotage isn't a mindset issue. It's a leadership issue. Yep, we're going to talk about that big time. And if you're still operating from doubt, hesitation, and overthinking, you're not leading, you're reacting. So tonight, we are going to dismantle the hidden behaviors that keep you, the entrepreneur, stuck in cycles of inconsistency and underperformance. This is not about motivation. Absolutely not. It's about ownership. It's about recognizing where you're choosing smallness and deciding with intention to step into decisive, unapologetic CEO leadership. So if you're ready to stop getting in your own way and start making moves that actually build your business, this conversation will shift how you see yourself and how you operate forever. And I kind of giggled at that one part because that was me, right? I had to make the decision that I was going to stop being in my own way. How many of you out there can honestly say, oh my gosh, I absolutely can recognize where I've been in my own way. I can totally see that I have stopped me and I've stopped my business because of my ego, because of the places where I'm not willing to actually get uncomfortable. I've stopped me from growing and growing my business because I'm not willing to really get so vulnerable with the truth of my triggers. How many of you out here have triggers and you're allowing those triggers to control your bank account? Ooh, that one hurts, right? The fact of the matter is you're not alone. There are thousands upon thousands of businesses that go out of business every year because of egos getting in the way. And why do we have ego issues, Christine? We have ego issues because we have belief systems that we've been programmed with the way that people should react to us, the way that people should be responding, the way that people should be showing up. We have all of these program belief systems that are 99% of the time not ours, that we are allowing to control our actions, our lack of actions, and our lives. And if you know of a CEO that has been out there, if you know of a CEO that has gone through the trenches and have come out on the other side, go have this conversation with them. Ask them some of these questions about what were you today, now that you are successful, what were some of the self-sabotaging behaviors that you were going through that you had to really wake up to? What was it that really brought you from struggling in business to really thriving? It's not about being a tongue twisting salesperson. It's not about working 24 hours a day. And trust me, I thought these things were what would make the difference. I worked myself so hard for so many years. And if you know human design, I'm a generator. And so in a generator, what you do is you're constantly going. Your energy is constantly going. But that doesn't mean that you are supposed to constantly be going. I was raised with the belief that if you work hard, everything will come to you. Lies. It's lies. There are people that have worked themselves right into the grave. They didn't end up with more money than somebody else. When you really seriously are willing to step back and examine things on such a deep level and get your friggin' ego out of the way, get your I'm too uncomfortable out of the way. Let's be really clear. You can go through shit and you can be so uncomfortable and you can be angry and you can be frustrated and you can be crying. Been there on every single one of these. You can be in all of these places and spaces within yourself. And when you give it space, you allow yourself to work through the emotions of all of that and stay committed to yourself, stay determined to get on the other side successfully, not just hunker down your feet even harder. That's where you are going to grow and be more successful. And success starts with your level of ease and joy within yourself and within your business. There are always going to be new opportunities available when you're open to new possibilities. But when you are so steadfast and hard-assed about the way things have to be, and you put up these walls and this is how I operate, and I'm not willing to look at this, and screw this, I got screwed one other time, and blah, 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 and this is the way it always is going to be, that's the way it's always going to be. You're going to stay stuck in that business programming and you're not going to grow forward. Now, I'll tell you something. If you want to really uncover and discover your triggers, your programming that is holding you back, go into a relationship or start a business. I'm telling you, these two areas will shake you up. They will shake you up and they will challenge you because your crap that doesn't work for you is going to rise to the top. It will come through. And I think, it's kind of cool that this stuff rises to the top. It rises to the top because it needs to be removed. It needs to be changed. So every time you've cursed when you've been triggered, every time that you've cursed, oh shit, I had to do more personal development around this and that. Every time you've cursed that, how about you start being thankful for it and grateful because it actually is coming to the surface so you can get rid of it, so you can make a different choice, so you can move forward and have a successful day, life, business, and financial wealth that is waiting for you. I strongly believe that if you have something that really lights you up and you dive deep and become an expert about it, there are people that are looking for your support and there are financial rewards that are going to come, but not before you, my friend, do the deep dive of the dirty triggers. Damn it. So, if you're still with me, I'm grateful that you are here. I'm grateful that you're willing to look at the truth of this. Change is not easy, but change is constant. There are always going to be difficult things that you are going to need to deal with. Now, if you choose not to be in relationships, and you choose to work for somebody else and you get up every day and you go to the same job and you do the same thing and you come home and you eat a meal, like if you're not in a relationship, right? You're going to be eating a meal by yourself, or maybe you're just going to be with one of your pets, and then you're going to go to bed and you're going to get up and you're going to do the same thing over and over, and you're going to have a very flat, vanilla life. Okay. But did you really come here to have a flat, vanilla life? Don't you want some chocolate? Don't you want some syrup? Don't you want to have some, rushing excitement? Don't you want to grow and have new possibilities? If you're listening to this show, you probably are one of those people that do want to have some of that. Yes, my producer says, oh, I know you want chocolate. You're damn right I do. Maybe after this show, I'll go get myself some chocolate. I love some chocolate, all kinds of chocolate. I'm a chocolate fiend. Anyways, let's go back to it. You've got to decide, really, as an entrepreneur, you've got to decide, am I going to be a small business owner or am I going to be a CEO? You've got to decide. And maybe that word, maybe CEO triggers you. Maybe you're like, oh, that's too big or that's corporate. No. What does CEO stand for? Chief Executive Officer. Chief. Okay, well, we just look at the word chief, it means you're the big boss, right? It means that you are the person that is going to make the decisions. You're responsible to make the decisions. And you can be the CEO of your business without having any employees or hiring any outside consultants. But being the CEO of your business starts in your mind. It starts in your mind. It starts in your desires. Wanting to be the CEO of your business starts in your desires. I want to step up. I want to be more than I've ever been before. I want to make such an impact in the things that I do in the world. I want to make those choices. I want to execute on these big choices. I want to be the person that receives the rewards. And in doing so, I'm responsible for making it happen. And I get to be the CEO of my business if I choose it. So I'm asking you today, are you ready to move from self-sabotage into the CEO power that is waiting for you? That's the big question. And that's a question that every single solitary person that is in their own business needs to be asking. Are you just doing a small business just to pay some bills and just close up shop at the end of the day and not care about what that means to you or to your family or to the world around you? And that's okay. That's totally okay. But are you someone that started a business because you were led by your heart? There was something on your heart that was screaming to come out to the world. This show's for you, if that's what's happening for you. There was something inside of me screaming to be in my own business, and I didn't even know what that something was. But the sounds were deafening. They were so loud, I could not ignore them. And I kept moving forward and forward and forward each and every day. I was challenged. Oh my God. The challenge, I don't think it ever ends because my desires don't end. So as my desires rise up, my challenges rise up so I can move beyond them and get to my desires. I don't expect the challenges will ever stop. But what I do know is today, because I keep my target straight in front of me on the desires that I have, those challenges, I can move through them faster and faster than ever before. And I'm super grateful to the past self that said, okay, fine, I'll dig through this shit. I'll get vulnerable. I will work with someone who will really challenge me. And here I am today, happily having 5 business divisions and happily leading my life with joy in what I'm creating and being able to impact others around me to do the same. Oh my gosh, that part wasn't in my dreams. But here I am, and I'm super, super grateful. So if you're one of these people that I'm supporting to lead forward, thank you. Thank you for listening, and do stick around. We're going to go for our first break. When we get back, I've got a lot to share with you, and I hope you're ready for it because you deserve to be the CEO power of your life. So you're listening to Inspired Choices for Business Growth. I'm your host, Christine McIver. We're on the Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back.
What if every business decision you made was aligned with a clear vision for your future success? Imagine the impact on your growth and profitability. On Inspired Choices for Business Growth, business optimization expert Christine McIver challenges you to focus your decisions on the bigger picture, helping you align your actions with the future you want for your business and yourself. With her expert insights and no-holds-barred approach, Christine guides you to optimize your business strategies for sustained growth and success. Ready to make choices that drive your business forward? Tune in now to start shaping your future today.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Inspired Choices for Business Growth with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine at christinemciver.com. Now, back to the program.
All right. We are back, and so are you. Today, we are talking all about from self-sabotage to CEO power. So how many of you during the break were really looking at the spaces and places where maybe you have been self-sabotaging, where maybe you've been unwilling to get uncomfortable? Well, we're going to dive in. So the very first point that I want to talk about is how self-sabotage is not just a problem of doubt, but it is a problem of leadership. Self-sabotage isn't about fear. It's about a lack of leadership over yourself. When you are a leader, when somebody leads you, they're not out in front, just walking ahead of you. That's not what leading is. Leading is showing up within yourself and acting in a way where you are growing. You're leading others, whether they're watching you or following you, in what you're willing to do to grow, in what you're willing decisions and choices that you are willing to make. So when you are in self-sabotage, it's because you're not willing to lead yourself. When you are avoiding decisions, you're delaying action or second guessing everything, you're not being cautious, you're being unavailable for leadership. Now we tell ourselves, oh, I'm being cautious, I'm being careful, I want to make the right decision. You know what? Screw the right decision. Make a choice. 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 Learn about what's going to happen within you when you make that choice. Making that choice is opening up the doors to the possibilities. But when you are in self-sabotage, you stay hidden, you stay small, you stay cautious. Cautious doesn't pay the bills. Cautious doesn't grow the opportunities. And you're lying to yourself if you keep saying over and over again, I have to wait, I have to be careful, I have to make sure I have this, I have to make sure I have that. You don't grow doing that. You don't. And if you're really looking to be the CEO, you've got to get into the leadership role. And the leadership role is moving. It's making choices. CEOs don't wait to feel ready. Oh my God. There are times that, you know what? I think that the universe really shoved me forward. And if you've listened to some of my shows, you'll know some of the challenges that I have had in my life, that I have had in my business. And I said, oftentimes, I feel like the universe squeezes us into a no choice situation so they can push us down the right path of where we need to grow. And you know what? It's easy to give up. It's easy to run and play small. It's easy to hide. But when you are a CEO of your life and your business, you don't wait to feel ready. You make a decision and you move. You move. You make another choice and you make another choice and you make another choice. The movement you take, the moment that you take full ownership over your choices and your actions is the moment your business starts to shift. That's when this happens. Your business doesn't start to shift because you get a big client. Your business doesn't start to shift because you make a lot of money. Your business starts to shift when you make a choice and take action. When you are playing too small, it's not going to happen. Leadership of yourself and of your business begins internally before it ever shows up externally. The clients don't come and then you become a leader. Okay? The money doesn't come because and then the clients and then the leadership. No. The choice to lead and take action is when the business starts to shift. And that's when the clients will start to come. That's when the pocketbook starts to fill up. It's when you make a choice and a decision to step into being the leader. Show up. Show up. Show up for yourself. Do it while you're scared. Don't wait for, oh, well, you got to make sure that you do this first and you do that and you do that. You know what? I am all about structure. I'm all about systems. I love all those things. But in the midst of building your structure and building your system, take action. Start taking action. And if anything, if you take the action and you don't have all the systems and support in place, it will actually light a fire under you to get those things in place. And I see so many people out here in their businesses, they're like, well, I need to get my website perfect. And, I need to make sure that I have clean up my emails, and I need to make sure that I organize. Okay, listen, you will not find somebody that is more of a hound dog about organizing more of a hound dog about emails and more of a hound dog about systems than me. But that is what you're doing as you make a choice, as you step forward. Don't let these excuses that you've decided or somebody has told you have to have in place before you go. Yeah, you got to have a few things in place, but you can be building them as you are choosing to be the CEO and lead. My producer says, show up or Christine will kick your ass. Damn straight I will. If you are someone that needs your ass kicked so you can grow, give me a call. I'm 1-800. I will kick your ass. Absolutely. We all need our asses kicked. And sometimes we need somebody to believe that no matter if you choose to take action and get your ass kicked, you're going to be okay on the other side. How do I know? Because this was me. And this has been the actual thing that I have seen great leaders do. They don't wait. They kick their own ass forward. They make the choices, the hard choices, and they show up. But the really cool thing is as you keep making choices and you keep going and you keep taking that action, it gets easier and easier because you are in the flow of yes, take action. Yes, okay, I've got a challenge. I got to keep taking action. That's not to say that you don't pause and take space and learn and grow. But you don't do that for years and months at a time, right? You do that in the midst of each and every day. You take time, absolutely. Go for a walk, sit by the water, talk to a tree, read, meditate, allow your body to get to a calm space, allow your nervous system to rest, allow yourself to be in that space of energized, intellectually, emotionally, psychologically, and physically, so that you can step back in and start being that CEO that you know you have the ability to be. Where you're still playing small, where are you still playing small, my friends? There are areas in your business where you already know you're holding back. Where are they? Ask yourself, where am I holding back that I've not been willing to acknowledge? Where? Is it in pricing? Right? Are you like, oh, this pricing's good. It's okay. Do you know what? I'm going to give you a big checkup from the neck up. When your prices are too low, you're not going to be a leader. You're not going to actually attract clients that are going to grow your business. When your pricing is too low, you're actually going to push people off. And that idea for me took quite a while. It took quite a while for me to get my head around, oh, I'm not valuing me. And therefore, I'm not putting my prices at the value level that they should be at. And therefore, I am not attracting in the clientele that are willing and able to receive what I have to give. You see, my services were at let's say they were at a level 50 in the value that I was bringing, but my pricing was at a 10 because I didn't value myself, but I kept over delivering. Anybody out there over delivering but underpricing? There is such a conflict between those 2 points of energies. People can't read you. People don't understand it. You can't attract them. The people that are out there looking for someone to lead them, looking for someone to support them, looking to find someone who is an expert and they can really read that you're an expert, those things have got to be in alignment, right? You're playing too small, maybe with your visibility. Maybe you're not showing up. Maybe you're too scared, right? With what I do with, part of my business is running a live radio show, podcast, TV shows. We do all of that and we show up. We show up live. We show up visibly, repeatedly, week after week after week after week. And I challenge people. And this is a challenge for some of us sometimes when we go into a dark space of self-doubt and self-sabotage. But you have got to continue to be visible and show up and talk to people and have conversations. You got to show up in your business if you are actually going to lead your business and lead yourself. Maybe you're playing small and making bold offers. Right? Maybe you're playing small in the choices that you're making. Maybe you think, oh, okay, I'm just going to make this one little choice and then that'll be enough for today. That'll be enough for this month. That's enough. I've done enough change, right? Playing small. You can play small in so many areas, right? And when you're playing small, it's going to cost you in growth, it's going to cost you in revenue, and it's going to cost you in authority. CEOs expand even when they're uncomfortable. The question really is, where are you choosing comfort over expansion? I want you to think about that while we go to our break. You're listening to Inspired Choices for Business Growth. I'm the ass kicker of the night, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Network. We're talking all about you stepping into your CEO power and stop self-sabotaging. We'll be right back, my friends.
What if every business decision you made was aligned with a clear vision for your future success? Imagine the impact on your growth and profitability. On Inspired Choices for Business Growth, business optimization expert Christine McIver challenges you to focus your decisions on the bigger picture, helping you align your actions with the future you want for your business and yourself. With her expert insights and no-holds-barred approach, Christine guides you to optimize your business strategies for sustained growth and success. Ready to make choices that drive your business forward? Tune in now to start shaping your future today.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Inspired Choices for Business Growth with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine at christinemciver.com. Now, back to the program.
Thank you so much for being here. If you're brave enough to continue to listen to the things that I am really lit up about, I'm grateful. I am super, super grateful because together, as we continue to step into the power of being a CEO and making these choices, we are contributing to our lives and the world around us because energy seeps out into the world and it does impact others. So even you just listening to this will be impacting others around you. And I'm super grateful. And if this show is contributing to you, would you please do me a favor? Would you go over to iTunes, find my show, Inspired Choices for Business Growth, and give me a 5-star review and write something in the review as well? That makes such a huge contribution to my show being put out there in the world so it can be found. You know, there's a lot of shows in the world. There's a lot of content in the world. And your small step in doing that makes a big impact for myself and for the people on this network, for all of the people that are so passionate about what they're creating and they want to share that with the world. So, and if you haven't, go over to inspiredchoicesnetwork.com or check us out on our phone app. You can get it on Apple or Android, Inspired Choices Network. Please check out all the other shows. We have thousands and thousands of shows where people are sharing their expertise, their knowledge, and their passion. And these people are lit up about making a contribution in the world. I would be super, super grateful. All right, let's get back into this because this is going to go quickly. All right, so we were talking about before we went to break, we were talking about where you're still playing small. This is extremely, extremely important. The next topic that I want to talk about makes me laugh because I can see myself in that, and I'm wondering if you will as well. How many of you have an addiction to overthinking? Anybody? Anybody have an addiction to overthinking? Overthinking is actually a trait of a CEO, yeah, right. Danielle, who's my angel in the background says, no, not me. Yeah, right. Do you know what? Overthinking is something that business owners do all of the time. It's an avoidance tactic. Overthinking, overthinking, overthinking. Now, you can have an addiction to overthinking and you can have lots of ideas. Those are two different things. Having lots of ideas is not overthinking. Having lots of ideas is actually being in the great energy of receiving ideas. Now, sitting on those ideas and chewing on them for a long period of time, no. That's an addiction. That's crazy. Overthinking actually does feel productive for us, but it's actually disguised as procrastination. Overthinking, overthinking, overthinking. Oh, well, I'm making lists and I'm putting this down and I'm crafting that and I'm talking to this person about my idea and then I'm checking on this and does this make sense? And I'm taking a course on this and da-da-da. Stop. You're procrastinating. You're not actually taking action. You see, part of growth is creativity, is your intuition, is crafting something, and action. And all of those steps prior to action, they mean nothing if you don't take that action. And if you're sitting on something for a long time and you keep talking about, I'm going to do this, 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 it's just procrastination. That is exactly what I did when I was overthinking for years about having my own book in the world. Last year, my book, CEO Without Apology, which fits right into tonight's show, CEO Without Apology, is nearly a year old. I launched this book last July 2025. And I thought about and talked about and considered for 11 years about having my own book. Did I start? Yep. I would take some action and then I would stop. And I would let that sit for a long, long time. And it just was this, it became this heavy weight that was weighing me down on my shoulders. And I couldn't move. And what I realized was I was not in the right mindset when I started to create that previous book. And when I let that manuscript go, that had been torn and ripped and scratched out and rewritten, and it was just a dog's breakfast. When I let that go and I said, okay, that's it. I'm taking action. I'm moving forward. I'm going to make this happen. I did. I made it happen. And I stopped worrying and overthinking about it. And I took the action. It makes all the difference in the world. So overthinking does keep you busy, but it's keeping you busy without moving you forward. It's not changing things. CEOs don't sit in a loop. They make decisions and refine them as they go along. And the longer you stay in your head, the longer your business stays stuck. I know that one bites, but it's true. Execution, being the CEO, the chief executive officer, that doesn't mean that you're perfect. Execution is not about perfection. It is actually what drives results. And sometimes when you are pushed into I have to make decision position, that's when things start to happen. So we need to not resist so much in when we are put in those positions to, make a decision. Don't go into victim. Don't go into poor me. Don't go into I can't do this. Well, what if you just made a choice? You hear me every single show. I always say you can always make another choice. So you're the CEO of your business. You make a choice. You execute on a choice. You take action. You step forward. Okay, that one didn't work really great. You're not going to die. You're not making a choice whether to jump out of a plane with or without a parachute. That's not what you're doing. You're making a choice to step up, to be visible, to start to move forward with your business. You can make another choice. There's a number of things that I've created in my business that I was super excited about, that I was pumped, that I gave it, a good amount of thought, and I started to take action, and there was a little bit of hype and there was some fun, and then it didn't really go anywhere. That's okay. That's how you learn, right? But those were now, I can see they were stepping stones, and they were really muscle creators of me learning to take action and step in and be visible and lead myself in my business. All right. So you've got to keep that in mind. You might have an addiction to overthinking. Waiting for validation is another thing that keeps us stuck. How many of you are looking for permission from your mentors, from your clients, from your audience, from your family members, from your partners, from business leaders that you think you've got them up on a pedestal? How many of you are waiting for permission, for validation from them before you will actually take action? When you are looking for validation from someone else, what you're doing is you're giving your power away. When you step in and choose to say, you know what, I'm going to be the CEO of my business, you learn to validate yourself through your decisions and your results. No one, absolutely no one is coming to approve your next move. The faster you learn to trust yourself, the faster you will build momentum in your business. Think about that. Authority is not self-declared and it's not granted. Authority is taking action with yourself, with your business, and shifting into that role of the CEO. Be the chief executive officer. Execute on your steps. Lead yourself so you can lead into the desires that you have. Along with the validation piece is the piece about inconsistency. Inconsistent action on your behalf is inconsistent results. If you get, okay, I'm going to do this, and then you do something and you start to take action and you're starting to show up and you do it for 2 or 3 times and then you go, okay, that's it, I need a break now. And you step away for 3 months, 6 months. How are you going to have the results that you are looking for? Your business reflects your patterns. So if you're showing up inconsistently, everything that you do is going to be mirrored in your business. When you learn to have discipline, not just bursts of action, that's when things are going to start to shift. It's not about doing more, my friends. It's not about doing more. It's about doing what matters consistently. So sustainable growth, if you want to have sustainable growth in your business, you want to have sustainable growth in your bank account, that is going to require steady, intentional action. Steady, intentional action. Showing up consistently. If you've always worked for somebody else and then you start your own business, there is a time between feeling like I have freedom and, oh my God, I have to be the boss of myself, right? There is that window in there. And a lot of people have a very difficult time making that transition to actually holding yourself accountable. And that is so, so important that you understand that you are not only the CEO of your business, but you are the employee of your business. So you have to communicate with yourself about showing up consistently, about doing what's required every single day. You have to hold yourself really, really strongly to the actions that make a change in your business. And one of the questions that I often ask my clients is, if you are the employee and if you're the boss, the CEO of your business, would you fire you? And if you're looking at inconsistencies around procrastination, about overthinking, about not actually following the job requirements that you need to be following to have a successful business, you might want to fire you. And if you get a yes on that, it's time to dive deep into what you are choosing and not choosing, and where you are overthinking, where you're procrastinating, where you are looking for external validation, right? This is so, so important. And it's extremely important that you recognize this within yourself faster and faster. So the fear of being seen at the next level, a lot of people are so afraid of scrutiny, or they're afraid of more responsibility or more exposure, because visibility at a higher level does come with those things. And many entrepreneurs, many CEOs unconsciously avoid growth because they fear what it comes with. But staying invisible is the real risk. You are risking being less than you possibly can. CEOs understand that visibility is non-negotiable. Growth requires being seen. Growth requires people challenging us. Growth requires people maybe talking about us. And that's not an easy step to take. I understand that. But when you get that the only person that matters is you, all that rest of that stuff starts to become noise. You have the ability to step in and take action and stop self-sabotaging so you can be the CEO without apology. So you can step into your CEO power, but it has to be your choice. You cannot keep waiting and expecting a different result. That's crazy making. It's not going to happen. I cannot believe that we are up to our next break of the show. As usual, this is going too quickly. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your thoughts. And I would love to work with you if you are ready to make the change in your business that you know you've been avoiding. Send me an email, Christine@ChristineMcIver.com. Grab my book, CEO Without Apology. There is so much gold in there that I have put together so that you can start to step into being that CEO even more. A lot of content, just like today's show. Stick around, my friends. I've got more to share with you. You're listening to Inspired Choices for Business Growth. I'm your host, Christine McIver. We're on the Inspired Choices Network. We'll be right back.
What if every business decision you made was aligned with a clear vision for your future success? Imagine the impact on your growth and profitability. On Inspired Choices for Business Growth, business optimization expert Christine McIver challenges you to focus your decisions on the bigger picture, helping you align your actions with the future you want for your business and yourself. With her expert insights and no-holds-barred approach, Christine guides you to optimize your business strategies for sustained growth and success. Ready to make choices that drive your business forward? Tune in now to start shaping your future today.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email become a host at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Inspired Choices for Business Growth with business optimization expert Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@ChristineMcIver.com. Now, back to the program.
Yes, we are still in the show From Self-Sabotage to CEO Power. And if you're still here, you're a brave, brave person. And I'm grateful that you're brave because that means you are ready to make the changes that are required. So let's keep going because this show is going to be going faster and faster as we come to the end. So the next point that I want to make is you are in self-sabotage when you're avoiding hard decisions. You know, my friends, it doesn't matter what level you are at in your business, every level of growth, as you move from level 1 to level 2, from level A to level B, every single level of growth demands new decisions, bigger, bolder, and oftentimes they're uncomfortable to make. Every single level. I don't know anybody at any level, and I have worked with people on every level to the point that I have worked with people that are making, close to $1 million. They are uncomfortable as they grow. And you know what? I've said this before. Do you know where life coaches actually came from and hence business coaches actually came from? They came from the CEOs wanting to be challenged so they could grow. So that is the reason that this area of business grew, was because the CEOs were asking for the support. They were asking for somebody to challenge them because they knew that they were holding back, that they were playing too small, and they needed someone to challenge them. That lit me up when I heard that. That's exactly what I love to do, is to challenge you, to move you in the direction where we know it's possible. So avoiding decisions keeps you stuck in your current level. You have to make a decision, and CEOs make those decisions quickly. They make them cleanly. They look at what worked, what didn't work, and they keep going. Delayed decisions actually drain your energy and they stall your progress. So your power really is in your willingness to make another choice, to continue to make another choice. You know, this is such a very cool thing that I really want you guys to get, that if you are still in self-sabotage and you want to move into your CEO power, the reason you are is because your identity hasn't caught up to your vision yet. Your identity and the way you're choosing to show up in the world hasn't caught up to your vision yet. So you might have a big vision for what you want, but if you still see yourself as somebody that's trying instead of someone that's actually leading, someone that is really making those choices, there's a disconnect. CEOs operate from their identity first, and as we said earlier in the show, and then action. So if you don't believe you're the leader your business requires, your actions will reflect that. Who you decide to be matters more than what you do. You've got to decide in your mind that you're a CEO, and then the actions will follow. We've talked about this one in many, many shows as well, and it's very important in this, is that comfort is costing you everything. Comfort feels safe, but comfort is actually expensive. Being comfortable in your business is costing you. It's an expensive decision because you're choosing to play small. That's costing you big time. It keeps you in familiar patterns, but those patterns are not producing the growth that you desire. As a CEO, you are willing to be uncomfortable so that you can expand. And if it feels easy all the time, you're not stretching yourself. I must be stretching myself all the time because I don't feel comfortable a lot. But growth demands discomfort. And when you understand that, oh my gosh, things start to get easier and easier as you grow. When you get, oh my God, I'm uncomfortable. Oh my gosh, I'm in the growth phase. Holy crap. Yes, I want to grow. Yes, I want to be more, but damn, this is uncomfortable. Okay, deal with it. Deal with it and move forward. Keep that vision. Keep that big vision in front of you and keep choosing. Keep that momentum going. So shifting, the real shift is choosing CEO power daily. It's not a one-time mind shift. It's a daily decision. Every single day, you've got to choose whether you're going to lead or self-sabotage. What am I choosing today? CEOs choose power in their thoughts, decisions, and their actions. It's not about being perfect, and it's not about being committed. It's about being committed because your business will only grow to the level that you're willing to lead. So what level are you willing to lead yourself? Ask yourself this, my friends, where am I still choosing self-sabotage over leadership in my business? So again, if this show spoke to you, if it brought something to you, please send me a message, because the fastest way to shift where you're at is to see it clearly and choose differently. I would love to work with you. I would love to support you to move and move quickly in your business. For more bold conversations and real strategies that actually move you forward and your business forward, connect with me at christinemcivert.com and send me an email, christine@christinemcivert.com. If you're ready to stop operating from hesitation and start leading like a true CEO, there are ways that we can absolutely work together to make that happen. You don't need more information. You need to make a decision. And that decision starts right now. Thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to speak with you next week. We'll have another hot show. Until that time, remember, you can always make another choice. Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to Inspired Choices for Business Growth. Christine McIver will be back next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. Be sure to join us again for you and your business. Until then, remember to make the choices that align with your true desires. This is your business, and it's time to create the future you truly want.